Yes, it's true. We're still in business on the Leaf Hour edition of the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. We are live on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Sportsnet 360, and Sportsnet Plus. Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Derek Brandale, and Jake the Snake Schultz. Everyone's favorite day, according to my Sammy McKee's lineup, the locker room clean out. How exciting.
I said, Sammy said, we should run last year's show and see if anyone notices. play the one from last year.
Oh, hold on. Before we begin, okay, so what's the deal? Because I know there's always been slogans in the Leaf dressing room, but you're telling me that there's one.
I was having a laugh. Mark Lazarus tweeted about it today, but it's the Leafs did their podium today beside a sign that says, and the punctuation's not great. It says, no grit, period. No grind, period. No greatness, period. Like, it could be like, no grit, comma, no grind, question mark, no greatness. Or like, but it just says, we have none of these things.
Oh, God.
No grit, no grind, no greatness.
And it's something that you would never notice until, like, you notice it.
Yeah, and it's like, God, that feels, in lieu of what happened here, it feels particularly dark.
I can't. Like, what's different from yesterday? What do we want to talk about today that's different from yesterday?
Well, first of all,
Quotes.
to be totally transparent, didn't hear a word of the comments today made by Berube or any of the players. I've lived it. I've done it. And was expecting nothing out of it today.
Yeah, I think that's like the PR goal is don't say anything, wear it a bit.
Yeah.
Don't say anything
And
controversial.
get out of town as quick as you can.
Yes. Get your stuff out of here. It's why they have, what do they lose? Was it Sunday night?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday at noon, they're free to go.
Yeah, they spent the holiday Monday thinking about it, and then they fired it up and started it today. But I don't know. I find these locker cleanout days are just so pointless for the players and pointless for the coaches. Like, I really am at the point where the only people I really want to hear from at the end of the year, I guess you got to hear from the captain. I guess you got to hear from the coach. Like, I understand it. But the only real meaningful thing to me would be either the president or the general manager. Like, ultimately, you want to hear what they have to say about it, right?
That's coming
tomorrow, probably.
Soon. I'm not sure when.
Okay.
But it's coming. But it's one of those days where you think you're going to get nothing out of it, which most often you do get nothing out of it, but you can't avoid it. Mm-hmm. And the masses still want accountability, whatever that means, to show your face into a camera and come up with whatever you can. And we'll be no different in this hour. We're going to take whatever we can and break it down to say what we think it means or what the avoidance is or what we're going to read between the lines. So let's go. Let's start.
I think, and I'm not just saying this, I think that's a strength of our show. I think we, have both done enough media and seen this enough that we have some idea, who's saying what and what they want to say.
But imagine if they didn't come out today and how they would get ripped.
If they were just gone, for sure.
Right?
What did you see?
You have to do it, but I'm just talking about the general concept of a locker cleanout day is just, maybe it's just because here, I listen to every single thing today. I listen to it live, and maybe I'm just still mad about the on-ice product, but I can't. It didn't piss me off like it has in years past because maybe I'm just used to it. Maybe it's just Stockholm. So I'm a little bit numb to it, but it just wasn't eventful as it usually is to me. Is that fair or no?
Yeah, the only messages I got were that it seems like Craig Berube hadn't heard, wasn't aware of the last few years here in Toronto where people were tired of hearing close, right? Don't care. No one cares if they were close. But anyway, let's get into it and then we'll start.
All right, let's start with the head coach's comments, opening statement, I guess we'll call it. Yep. Clip 1, Craig Berube.
Yeah, first I just want to, talk about our season. I think our team made a lot of great strides this year, did a lot of things, accomplished a lot of things. I really enjoyed working with this group. I really like this team a lot. I like the people in the organization, the players. You know, just the buy-in from the players for me, coming in here new and fresh and changing the style, changing the focus of how we're going to play. And, you know, just the professionalism and the buy-in from the players was excellent. Right through the lineup. Work ethic and practice, work ethic in the gym, and then obviously onto the ice, the commitment they made this year. You know, we all look at Game 7 and nobody's happy, and that's understandable. But we did a lot of good things this year that I'm very proud of.
Okay. Here's a question. I do the last part, maybe. Ugh. But here's a question for you, Kip. The players did buy in and change the way they played.
Yeah.
They did. They became a different style of hockey team this year by the numbers, the analytics in terms of puck possession, shots, you know, all that sort of stuff. They got caved in this year, most of the games. But they did win a lot of hockey games, and they won big hockey games. Do you think there should be any reflection from Berube on does that style work with this team?
Yes, but I don't think he was prepared to go down that path, and I'm not sure if, in all honesty, like the majority of the media is savvy enough to have asked him that today. Yeah. They're just, I mean, they most of them do a nice job. There's a few out there that are actually really in tune, but that type of sophistication that you're talking about, nobody at the rink would even ask that. Yeah. You know? And I'm not sure if he'd be prepared to even answer that.
Maybe that's a summertime reflection for them.
But just listening to that statement and that opening remark from him, I listened to him, and it's absolutely a guy that's still fresh and new to this. That speech that he just gave about we still did a lot of great things, and we went. That speech would have been great for this team 2 or 3 years ago.
For sure.
More than that.
We're
like
right
2019.
It's
maybe.
just,
we're right there.
So that one would have been great for the start of something that's moving forward, or in the middle of something that's moving forward. But he's giving it at the end of something.
Well,
and
it
is. It's the end of an era in so many ways. And you don't look any further than Mitch Marner and John Tavares, sorry, being at the end of the line right now. And I don't know what that means in terms of Tavares coming back or not. But if they don't, you're talking about close to 200 points out of your lineup next year. It's going to have a significant impact. And in many ways, although